student from Grand Rapids Community College, and I'm here studying spiders. So there are kind of two parts to my project. The first part is a biodiversity survey of all the spiders here at Cedar Creek. And then the second part is a study of sexual size dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism is differences between male and females of the same species. So I'll be looking at the size differences, and you can see here the male on the right is significantly smaller than the female on the other side. It's like you can barely see him. There he is. I'll be comparing sexual size dimorphism by measuring carapace size, which is like their little head region. And I'll be looking at males and females within the same species and comparing them, but then I'll also be taking that information and comparing all of the spider families to each other. We hypothesized that cut off a little bit, that the prevalence of sexual size dimorphism will be related to predaceous strategies of the spiders within the species and within the families. The one problem, I can't really get any measurements yet because spiders grow and molt throughout the summer, and to get any real measurements, I need to have mature adults. So I've been capturing them and watching them grow in the lab and observing their behavior. So the 6 families I'll be looking at are 2 orb-weaving families. One is the long-jawed orb weavers, then jumping spiders, crab spiders, wolf spiders, and the fishing spiders. There's a little wolf spider on some moss there. So spiders are very important in the environment. They're predators, and they have various types of predaceous strategies that they use. So web builders, ambushers that sit and wait, the stalkers, like the jumping spiders that kind of hunt their prey down, and then the burrowers and the wanderers that hunt on the ground. Spiders are generalist feeders, so they feed on just about anything. Insects, other spiders, if they're big enough, other mammals, maybe some small fish or other things. So it's good because they help control insect populations, which is great for agriculture, and it's nice for us because a lot of bugs can be kind of pests. So what I've been doing, I've been going out collecting. I love going to the creek and to the lake and places where there are water because I think a lot of the really cool spiders hang out in those areas. So if I'm not down by the creek, I'm in a field somewhere, just somewhere on the property with a net catching spiders or in jars. So it's great because spiders are literally everywhere. Anywhere I go, I find them. So then, once I collect them, I bring them back to the lab. Some of them I set up nice tanks for. I don't have enough for all of them because there's so many of them. But it's been really fun just creating little environments for them and watching them, build their webs or just do like the weird things that each spider does, and then watching them eat has been really fun too. They're really funny. So. One thing with spiders though that's different from other arthropods is that when it comes to preserving them, you can't pin them. You can pin insects, but spiders will just shrivel up. This is because they have a hydrostatic skeleton, which fluid pressure that animates their limbs, maintains their body structure. So when they die, they lose that. Their legs shrivel up towards the body and their abdomens deflate. So it's not an ideal way to keep them because you don't have a very good specimen to look at and then know what to do in the wild. So there are other things you can do to preserve them. Putting them in an alcohol solution, or you can freeze dry, but that is complicated and takes a few months. So I'm just using the alcohol. My expectations for the rest of the summer, I'm going to continue collecting and identifying and then measuring the thing with the identifying and measuring, they go hand in hand because to identify most of the spiders, it's very difficult to identify juveniles, so you have to have a mature adult. So that's another reason why I am bringing them in and keeping them in the lab and watching them. And that'll come into play in the next slide. But yeah, so throughout the summer, I'll be doing these things, and I'll create a species list and some really cool voucher specimens, along with pictures and other things, and I'll be giving that to the Institute. So now I want to talk about some of the cool things that I've seen here. There have been some unexpected finds and just other things of excitement. So let's start off with the black widows. So that was something I did not expect to find here. It's kind of funny. I found them both in the same day, but when I found the male, I didn't know what he was because he was still immature. So he didn't really have any markings on him yet. He had a couple of dots on the front side of his abdomen, but that was it. But let's see, Lindsay, Cassie, and I were out walking, and we stumbled upon this female having a little snack. And that's what she's doing, then she's eating. And at first it was like, oh my gosh, what is this? It's so cool and shiny. And then we were like, oh my gosh, is that an hourglass? It was. It was. She was really quick though, and we couldn't catch her. And then, we kind of played in the grass trying to find her, but we're unsuccessful. But it was funny that just in the same area, both on the White Trail on the way to the creek, I found the male, I brought him back to the lab, he grew, he molted, he finished his lifespan, then he died, and I took him out and I was looking at him and I was like, what is this? So, yeah, there are black widows here, and the males are a lot smaller than the females, so that kind of was interesting to see. I wish I had the female so I could measure her and compare them, but maybe there'll be more out there. I kind of hope not, but I do hope so. It's a love-hate thing. But they have a neurotoxin that affects the central nervous system. It is not normally fatal. It can be, with infants and the elderly. But most people you can recover their antivenoms and things like that if you really have a bad reaction. Yeah, that was just one of the really cool things that we found. And then I've seen a lot of spiders mating. And that's been another exciting thing because they're interesting little creatures. And you can see again, the male here looks very different than the female. And they're funny. The males they have to be a little worried. They don't want to be turned into a wheel. So they'll go, if it's an orbital weaver, they'll pluck on her web, pluck her a little song, and she'll know that, yeah, it's so romantic. She knows, that he's there to serenade her, and so she'll accept him and not mistake him for food, and that's maybe she's already mated and doesn't want him. But we got to see, Lindsay and I saw it happening, so it was really cool. What they do, males have enlarged pedipalps, it's their little front arm appendages. They enlarge to ball-like structures, and those are their, they function as reproductive organs, and he takes his seminal fluid and out of there deposits it into the female's abdomen. She has got a cavity in there. And so it's really cool to see, and you can kind of see the little orange blob that's sticking out. That's the fluid that he's sticking inside of her. And it's really interesting to see because he does it on both sides. He'll spend one side just, filling her up. And then we'll go to the other side, and you can see her abdomen grow as this is happening, and by the end of it, she's just she's huge. It's crazy. And then she'll hold it in her. She does the fertilization. She'll actually do herself, and then she'll hold it in her abdomen until she decides to go lay an egg sac somewhere. It's pretty interesting, and not all spiders reproduce like this. There are different mating courtship rituals and things that happen. But this was really cool to see. Next one, and also this is a really common spider. They're everywhere. In the woods, in the grasses, they're just all over. This is another really common orb weaver. I really like this one, the Nooster orchard spider. They're really pretty, really colorful. fishing spiders. These are some of my favorite ones. They're really, really cool. The one in the center, he is on top of a moth in the water. He gets lots of nice snacks. And that's the Dolomedes tenebrosus. It's a dark fishing spider. And the other one, Dolomedes triton, is one that people are more familiar with. They're just a normal fishing spider. They're both really, really cool. They like glide on top of the water, almost like a water strider. But it's really cool. Ball spiders have lots of sensory hairs all over them, and I think that helps along with they produce like a waxy gloss that they put over themselves, and it helps give them surface tension and things like that. So they're really cool to see because they go in the water, they go on the land, and they hunt little fish and other things. They're just really, really fascinating. Let's see. And then I'm going to end it with, I have so many spider moms right now with their babies. It's really exciting though because identifying spiders is not the easiest thing to do. So one of the ways to get better at it is if you can rear them yourself in the lab. And it's been perfect this spring. I found a lot of them, and it's just really interesting to see all the different types of ways that they lay their egg sacs or carry them and keep them. So the Dolomedes triton, she carries her egg sac right at like where her mouth is, right below there. Whereas the wolf spider carries it towards the back end of her abdomen. And then that's a tetragrammatic long-jawed orb weaver. She lays her egg sac on like branches and things like that, and it's like looks completely different. Just looks kind of like a mess. And she puts like these green threads and stuff in it to kind of camouflage it. And then the very bottom one, that is a jumping spider, little like egg silk encasing. She makes this big silken encasing, and then she lays the egg sac inside of there, and she goes in and out, so she's with them all the time. They hatched, and so you can kind of see like a ton of little bodies in there. They stay inside, they'll molt 1 or 2 times before they leave, and so she just hangs out with them, and it's really cool. So spiders are good moms. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So yeah. And then that is the end. I will have more in September.
Cool.